Schoolie Scouts. I'm in the bus in the yard of Palmer Spring Company, who've been doing all this work for me. Just got back from a test drive, and it's still not right. Oh, happy episode 100, by the way. Woohoo!
I'm always looking for that light in the shadow. Always been wandering through darkness. I'm always listening for a sound to follow, waiting for something to begin.
I thought that episode 100 was going to be, I'm not going to say exciting, but I thought it was going to be something. I remember being like 5 episodes in, and I think I might have had 23 subscribers at the time, maybe 50, I don't know. I remember thinking, I'm going to have a big shindig for episode 100. Like, I literally was like going to have a flash mob for episode 100. And of course, you remember, I'm sure, that you guys owe me a flash mob for my birthday. But I thought I was going to have a flash mob for episode 100. And this is episode 100. And I don't even have a bus. And I'm in the bus. You can probably see I'm in the bus. But I still don't have a bus. Let me rewind. At the end of the last mechanic video, everything was like roses, right? I mean, Mike had let me down, but the 1-star guy, 1 star on Yelp, which is John here, he came to the rescue. Unfortunately, the test drive didn't go well. It was still doing the same wiggle. They put it back on the lift. I hung out in the office, met the whole Palmer family, because this is like a family business. I am embarking on my second test drive. Then test drove it again. Same wiggle, still happening. Then they started doing a few other things, and then we went out for the 3rd test drive, and John came with me, and he drove. I'm about to go on a test drive with John, the owner of Palmer Spring. And he could see immediately what I was talking about. Same wiggle. It was still happening, and he said, and this feels like it could be in the rear. It's so hard to tell. The problem is he was going out of town. He was going to Florida for a week, so everything had to go on hold, which it's not the first time I've had to wait. He also suggested that Mike might not have been completely wrong, because some tires don't have a strong enough sidewall to support a vehicle of this size. So while he was gone, I went to Sullivan. I drove there on back streets, and it was a very brakesy trip. I had to put on the brakes a lot for some reason. They couldn't do the work when I got there. They were way too busy. But when I got out, I smelled brakes. So I walked around the bus, and I could smell it right by the driver's side rear tire. So I put my hand on the hub, and I actually got burned. That's how hot it was. So when John came back, I just inundated him with my new theory, which is that the problem is that the rear driver's side brake is locking up, and the whole vehicle pivots toward that stationary point. Then I overcorrect, and then the whole thing goes toward the overcorrection. Finally, he got me in. Took a while to get the parts, did all this work on the brakes, and that brings us to today and another test drive that was exactly the same. To say it is anticlimactic to be sitting in the bus in the back of a suspension shop talking at you with nothing else to really show you, to say that that's anticlimactic is a really big understatement. I had hoped that this week I was going to show you the thrilling conclusion of my mechanical issues, and everything was going to be fixed, because I knew that we got on the right track and that we were fixing these brakes that were stuck, and that was going to be it, right? That was going to be it. And then today was the day. Today was the day that Max was ready for me to come and get him. He showed me all the things they did, which they did a ton of stuff, which I still haven't even quite figured out how I'm going to pay for, because I still don't even know what it's going to cost. He says they're going to be good to me, but, you know, a place like this, their idea of good to me and my idea of good to me are probably not going to match up too closely. But anyway, still on top of that, my acceleration problem is still there. It's totally unrelated. It's another issue entirely. The bottom line is it's not fixed. I need to stop expecting things. I think that's the message here. I need to stop having expectations, and everything will go a lot smoother. I haven't had a working bus for 6 weeks, I think. Expectations are just the flip side of being somebody who gets excited about things, you know, somebody with some passion, and that's who I am. And I'm trying to be optimistic, and, you know, I'm trying to be like philosophical about everything, but it feels right now like what's going on with Max is like a metaphor for every other part of my life. Fix one thing and you think it's fixed, and really there's, all that does is bring up something else that needs to get fixed. That's what my life feels like right now. Like, I keep thinking I have these different problems, and I keep thinking they're going to be surmounted. They're not insurmountable. They will be surmounted. And then right at the point of surmounting, it turns out that there's another problem hiding underneath. And even if the first problem gets surmounted, it gets supplanted by the next problem. So how's that for an alliteration for you? Usually I try to come around to some ray of sunshine viewpoint by the end of these things, but this is more than a vehicle to me. It's something to take pride in, and it represents a certain amount of independence that I don't have right now. It represents freedom that I don't have right now. On top of that, I didn't even bring any makeup with me. All I have is some like crappy looking under eye shit that's not even the right color for my skin. So I probably look like hell. Who cares anymore, right? Who cares at this point? I'm sitting here surrounded by leaf springs and big ass pieces of 18-wheelers. I actually like that most of the time, but I'll tell you what's the bright spot in my day, though. You guys are the bright spot in my day. And that sounds completely corny, but I get so much out of the comments that you leave me and the messages that you send me, and when you share your victories with me, or, you know, even your disappointments. Right when I'm in the darkest place, I'll get some like awesome comment from somebody, and it picks me up. And some people would say that's dangerous, you know, to be putting any of your mental well-being in the hands of YouTube, but honestly, it's pretty important to me. You are pretty important to me. I don't know where this thing is going. I don't know where the things are going with the bus, if we're going to come to a place where it actually works normally again. And I don't know where my life is coming to, if I'm going to ever be able to get back on the road again. And I don't know if my health is ever going to feel right again, and my eyesight and all the other crap. And I don't know where this channel's going. Honestly, I really don't know any of that. But I do know that I have you guys, and I hope that doesn't change. It's only 100 videos. It's not that big of a deal, right? It's not like I got my million play button or anything. It's 100 videos. So what? Keep trying to find a joke to tell. Okay. You know, I used to work in a fire hydrant company. You couldn't park anywhere near the place. This is your 100. This is it. This is all you get. Sorry.